Good morning from the farm, you guys. As promised, I am coming at you with a cinnamon roll recipe today. I think I'm gonna do two different flavors, Oreo and maybe like an apple cinnamon one, because I still gotta use up all those apples. Junie, she's chewing a plastic bottle right now, so don't mind her. I feel like she's always chewing something when I'm starting my videos or in the middle of my videos. And then we're also gonna put together a cinnamon raisin sourdough loaf. I really wanna do one of those. Just because it sounds good. And maybe I can use it for like French toast or something throughout the weekend. Something along those lines. We are back to using our mixer today, so let's go ahead and get into it. If you are new here, my name is Allie, your host on the farm here at Farm and Sugar, and I am so glad to have you guys watching. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. That way you are watching all of our farm content and baking every Sunday when we post. So let's go ahead and get into these cinnamon rolls. And I also think I might go to the gym today. I don't know. We'll see. I also have to clean some, kind of do other things, but let's go ahead and get this dough for the cinnamon rolls proofing, because sometimes it's a little bit chillier today, so my dough is going to take a little bit longer to rise. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and warm up 1 cup of milk to 115 degrees. And take this from Junie. And you already know I'm doing a pink slush today. If I can open it. Because your girl needs some energy today. This is where a smaller one would come in handy, because then I could move it around. This one is so heavy, like literally so heavy, but I love this one. Love it. Let's check the temp. Just yet. Let's go in for another few, let's do about 20 seconds. I did 35 the first seconds, so I'm doing another 25 now. That way we don't want to over warm our milk. She is persistent with this bottle this morning. That's for sure. She's not happy with me. Let's check it now. I'm gonna do like 5 more seconds. Perfect. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and put this in our mixing bowl. And then to that milk, I'm going to add 2.5 teaspoons of your active dry yeast. I use Red Star. I'll link the one that I have down below. There's 1, 2, and a half. so I'm gonna whisk this around so it's all incorporated. Make sure it's all off the sides too. Right, now I'm gonna let this set until it gets nice and foamy, probably like 5 to 10 minutes. While that's doing that, I'm gonna melt down my butter, which is just 1/3 cup of butter, and then we'll go back from there, and I'm gonna actually start some laundry while this is rising as well. So let's do that. Judy. That still has a little bit of time, so while that is still rising, I am going to feed my sourdough. All right, so we still have a couple more minutes on our yeast getting all foamy in the milk. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna warm up a little bit of water and we're gonna feed our sourdough because I need it to rise in order to make a loaf. And I just put filtered water in my microwave for about like 35 seconds. And then I use it because I don't want cold water. It doesn't rise very good. Need to get rid of some discard today. Let me know your favorite discard recipe because I usually just make pizzas out of mine, but I don't know, I feel like I need another use. All right, so that is fed. Hopefully that'll be risen, doubled in size by the time we're back from the gym. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. So we're gonna have to put this on. I put my beater blade on first, and then we'll switch to the dough hook. Next to that, I'm going to add 2 room temperature eggs. 1, 2, we're going to add our melted butter. Half cup sugar. And a little pinch of salt. All right, so we're going to mix that together. And to that, we're going to add 4 cups of bread flour. Highly suggest bread flour. You can use all-purpose, but you're not going to get the best rise and the best like cinnamon roll if you don't use the bread flour. That was what works for me. So if you're having trouble, try switching to bread flour. Two. 3. And the reason I'm stopping it to put it in because I don't want to over mix this. I want it to be just incorporated because then we're going to let it sit and then switch to the dough hook. And the dough hook is what is going to mix it for us. Incorporated. If your dough is feels a little bit too wet or sticky, you can add in 1/2 cup or slowly, just really depends. So just watch and kind of look for your dough, especially if you use all-purpose. You might need a little bit more as well. I typically don't find that I do when I'm using bread flour. So I'm just scraping everything I can off the beater blade. Letting everything sit and kind of soak up together before I put that dough whisk on. Or the dough hook, not whisk. Oh. I'm gonna go back in. Right. This one's going straight to the dishwasher. Alright, so I think this one's 9 by 13. Doesn't say, just this 2 liter. Okay, so I'm going to take this rectangle pan, this is the secret, Just spray it, because if your dough rises in a rectangle, then when you're rolling it out, it's going to be easier to keep that rectangle shape. So that's ready. Let's go ahead and get our dough going. Spilled some flour. This is still going. I'm gonna get it in that bowl to proof. But while we are at the gym, I'm gonna leave 2 sticks of butter and a thing of cream cheese out to soften while I'm gone. We need one for the filling and one for the icing, and then the icing as well. Beautiful. Right, so I'm just going to hand knead this for a second. Just to make sure it is how I like it. It should bounce back. Perfect. Now I'm going to get this and kind of flatten it out just a little, and I'm going to put it right in there. All right. Backwards. Put that over there. I'm going to cover this up, and then we're going to leave it somewhere warm. I might put the oven light on and put it in the oven. That seems to work best for me, especially when it's a little chilly outside. So you can try that if it's cold where you are, or if your house is a little bit chilly and it takes forever to rise. Just go ahead and cover it and put it in the oven with just the oven light on. So covered and into the oven. Make sure nobody turns your oven on. All right, so while that is setting up, let's go get ready for the gym, and then we'll hit our leg day because it's Wednesday. All right, just a simple black fit today. Buff Bunny shorts, Buff Bunny sports bra, Lululemon Define crop version, and black APLs. Love these. So let's get to the gym. All right, we are back from the gym and we are ready to make our cinnamon rolls. I already pushed my dough down. So what I'm gonna do is get a little bit of flour here so nothing sticks. I also have some 1 whole apple cubed and on the stove. baking that with a little bit of cinnamon, brown sugar, and vanilla. So I'm gonna let that cook up another couple minutes. I need to add a little bit more cinnamon to that one. And then I also have some crushed up Oreos already. So that's ready to go. Just trying to get all this dough out of the bottom so it does not stick. And then have my parchment paper ready to go as well. All right, let's roll out our dough, and it is already in this rectangle shape, so that'll make it a little bit easier instead of having to go from a round one to a square. I need a wooden roll-in pin. I've been looking at those French ones, but I just can't decide on which one I truly like. I need to see it in person versus Amazon. That's the thing. Right, getting it nice and rolled out. I'm getting close to the edge, so I'm gonna scoop this up a little. Maybe I don't have enough room today. The gym was pretty decent. It wasn't too busy. Wasn't too busy in there. So I did get a couple shots of the gym. I did leg day and I did squats, some RDLs. I did some Bulgarian split squats, hip abduction, leg press. And it was pretty good. I feel like I had a pretty good leg day than what I've usually been having, so that's always a plus. So got that done, and I'm gonna go ahead and split this in half because one's gonna be Oreo and one is going to be fried apple, caramel fried apple. So let me get my roller. Now I feel like that I left, I went to the gym and came back. I feel like I'm all discombobulated. All right, so I'm just going to eyeball this. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. If you feel like you need to keep rolling, then go ahead. I think I'm good right here. Let's take that out. Just one corner. All right, so let's start with the Oreo one first. I have half a stick of butter, crushed Oreos. I think I did like 6 crushed Oreos without the center, and I saved a little bit for the topping. So I'm, with the softened butter, I'm just gonna mash that together. I added a little bit, of vanilla as well. And you can use a food processor if you like. I'm just using this today. My butter's still there. Go. Making sure we smooth out all the chunks of butter. And go ahead. I'm gonna melt this for about 5 seconds so it's easier to spread. Also have a little bit of brown sugar, vanilla, and half a stick of butter in this one. And I'm going to add in like half of my apples. This is the fried apples that I've already cooked up. And I saved a little bit for the topping as well. So I'm actually just gonna mash this around. Again, you can use a food food processor, but I don't want my apples smooth. I want them a little bit chunkier, so I am using a little meat masher. Perfect. Literally, I did 8 seconds and it made it the perfect consistency that we're looking for, which is just this paste. Made it a lot easier to spread. So we're just gonna spread this out. I hope that I made enough. It's not looking like it, but we don't need that much on here because you don't want it to melt off. And it's all still clumpy too. It just smells so good. Something about Oreos, like cooking with it, it smells so good. All right, now I'm gonna get another thing that I'm gonna put in the center. You'll see. Some Hershey's cream cheese chips. These, I can only really find these at Walmart. I don't know why, so every time that I go to Walmart, I always pick these up. And you don't want too many because you don't want it to make your dough super soft or like fall apart. You still want it to hold together. So, go a little bit more. Let that set a minute. Now let's go ahead and get apple one. And I'm gonna sprinkle the cinnamon actually on after I spread the apples. This one's gonna be a little bit more of a runny consistency. That's why we didn't do so many apples, because I didn't want a ton. Because it could make your dough just not hold. All right, let's get our cinnamon down. Add as much or as little as you like. I have a little bit of brown sugar here left, so I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more brown sugar just to kind of finish this up. And then another thing that I'm gonna add, just slightly, is I have some chopped walnuts. I'm not gonna do a ton, just very little. Make sure it's incorporated throughout. And save the rest for toppings. There we go. Perfect. Some extra. All right, so now we're gonna cut our strips. And you can kind of do these whatever size that you like. I'm just gonna cut that off. That one's fine. So I like to do mine a little bit thicker so they're bigger. I like a bigger cinnamon roll versus a small cinnamon roll. And you can measure if you want to get specific, but I don't. Some are a little bit bigger than others. That's okay. I'm just gonna cut this one in half. There we go. It's gonna be at 5. All right, so now I'm gonna do the Oreo one as well. Same thing. You can measure if you like. Right. So now we're just gonna roll them and place them in our parchment paper. I don't like to do mine tight. I like to give mine a little bit more space to kind of move around. So, I'll show you. Look at these, nice and rolled up. The apple one will be a little bit more messy because of the filling. So don't forget about that when you're rolling. now let's get the Oreos. Fear these are gonna be my new obsession. All right, so now that these are all rolled up, I'm gonna cover them and let them sit for 20 to 30 minutes for another rise. We're just gonna cover those up, just like that. And we'll check them in 20, 25 minutes. All right, so we just switched our laundry over. The cinnamon rolls are doing their second rise, and we have enough time we can water the orchard. So I'm gonna get the dogs' colors on, and then we'll go outside and we'll get them watered, and then we'll have that done for the day. And then we'll come back and put our cinnamon rolls in the oven. All right, I just watered the blueberries. All the trees are done. Literally less than 10 minutes to get everything watered. We only have like 16 right now, so it really isn't that bad. Probably need to figure out a watering system, especially if we keep adding more. So we'll see. But everything is watered and it is good to go. So let's go actually see if there's eggs, and then we'll check our cinnamon rolls. Chickens, so we're just gonna grab the eggs later. I'm not gonna disturb them. All right, just setting up my small bowl and small whisk. All right, so I have my softened butter. Use one stick. And then a whole block of full fat cream cheese. You can use the half fat, but it's not gonna hold up very well, and it's not gonna cream together very well. I've used it, I used it on my last recipe, but I knew we were eating those kind of quickly, so, and those were just a test batch. So try to use the full fat ones for like more decadent recipes or something maybe you want to try out. So. All right, so just gonna cream this together. You will have to whisk, like push down, get a spatula, kind of move it around. together pretty decently. I'm gonna go ahead and push down the sides again, and then I'm gonna add a couple ingredients. So first I'm gonna go in with a clear vanilla. If you don't have clear, that's fine. I'm just using clear because I want my cream cheese frosting to be like really white. Mix this up. Now this next one is cream cheese bakery emulsion, something like that. Yeah, I had just a dash of this one. I like a more cream cheese taste to mine. All right, let's get this going again. And then once this mixes, we're gonna add 2.5 cups of powdered sugar. Go ahead, stop down the sides. You can see the texture is changing, getting into that more light and airy texture that we're looking for. Go ahead and add the first cup. Probably gonna make a mess with this, I always do. Maybe if I go slow, but I doubt it. Already got a little mess going on. Right, there's the first cup. I'm gonna start off slow, just to incorporate it. Speed up just a little bit more. Add another cup here. Same thing, we're gonna start out slow. Push mine down. Scrape the sides, and I'm gonna add about 1/4 cup more, I think. Just because I did a little bit more butter and cream cheese this time. Pinch of salt. All right, that looks so beautiful. That is really good consistency. I'm gonna have to try this. Yeah. That's absolutely perfect. I could eat that alone. That's dangerous. Whew. I think making this is like my favorite thing. All right, let's go ahead and get our oven preheating to 375, and then we're gonna put those cinnamon rolls in we're gonna start with 20 minutes, and we're gonna see the tops of them. If they're getting too brown too fast, we'll cover them with foil. If not, we'll check them. If they're still doing good, we'll pull them out, see if they're done. But it's really just dependent on your oven. So 375 to 20 to 35 minutes, because we're gonna check them at 20 and see how they're doing. So I will show you when everything's done and it is time to decorate these cinnamon rolls. All right, so these have risen so beautifully. You can see the difference in them. So the last thing that we're gonna do before we put them completely in the oven is we're gonna take some heavy whipping cream. I'm gonna pour this in. Should be good. And we're gonna take the chill off of this. So you don't want it hot, you just want a nice warm milk. So I'm gonna do about 15 seconds, and then I'm just going to lightly coat the top of these. And that's gonna keep these really nice and moist. And it's really gonna make these cinnamon rolls like the next level. So let's Just lightly pour that over. Perfect. In the dishwasher. Don't want to start that yet. All right. Now we go into the oven. See you in 20 minutes. All right, so while our cinnamon rolls are cooling over there, I'm going to go ahead and whisk up our sourdough bread. It's kind of late, but at least I think I can let it proof on the counter and it'll be okay overnight, hopefully. So we'll see. Let's go ahead and warm this water up because we want it room temperature. Need 100 grams of my starter here. It like went to 100 and then went back down. You need 350 grams of water. Added a little bit more, so I'll just add a little bit more flour in there. All right, let's whisk that. I'm gonna dissolve that into a slurry. Put that back on. Right. Let's do like 510 grams. So we'll get 500 in there.
What?
I'm making bread, recording. What are you doing? Seems like you came in here for something.
Yeah, something.
What?
Have cinnamon.
Not yet, they're not done.
Oreo cake.
Not done yet, no. All right, and then 10 grams of salt. We're just gonna whisk this together. Making sourdough, but I'm gonna make it cinnamon raisin bread. What's that sound like?
Okay.
You think you would eat cinnamon raisin bread?
I don't know.
Hmm?
I don't know. I've never had it.
So, you never had cinnamon raisin bread?
I don't know. Is it good that has little raisins in it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What did you think cinnamon raisin bread was?
I don't know. Something? Bread?
Now that the dough hook is done, put that in the sink. We're gonna get in there with our hand and kind of just make sure all that flour is incorporated. No flour pockets. That's what we want. All right, so we're gonna let this sit for an hour and then we'll start our stretch and folds.
Stretch and folds.
Stretch and folds. All right. So these both turned out gorgeous. That's the Oreo ones. Now we're gonna ice and decorate the tops of them. Some good icing, huh? No fingers.
Mm-hmm. I have a little piece right there.
Just gonna ice the top of these. Might have kept it in the fridge a little too long. This is some thick icing. This is some good icing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We'll do a double check once I get some icing on all of them. Do you think Tyler's gonna eat some tonight?
Yeah, probably too.
I don't know, he's getting home late, so
Probably won't.
maybe.
That's if he sees them.
Oh, he'll see him. He ain't missing those cinnamon rolls. Junie wants the attention.
I don't know if you have to see from here, but here she is.
Kind of. Junie is seen a lot in the background of my videos.
She has ADD. What?
She did crazy.
Gotcha. She's hyper.
She's always hyper.
Garfield. Oh. The whole thing?
All right, so these are ice, but now we're gonna go back in with the other toppings.
Dark chocolate, caramel, white chocolate.
Go ahead and sprinkle the rest of our Oreos on top.
Oh no, you didn't. You took them from my Oreos?
Yep.
Bruh.
Get all this on there. These are looking so good. What do you think?
Can I eat one now?
Not yet. Throw that away, please.
This one.
All right, let's get a little, actually we'll do the walnuts last on that one. Let's go ahead and do some toppings.
I'm gonna clean this bowl clean.
You're gonna clean this bowl clean.
Yep. Make this bowl clean. I want to.
Start with the caramel one.
That looks good.
I'll put a little bit more of those walnuts on, not a ton, because we have some inside the rolls. A little bit on top here.
Don't worry, I'm here for assistance.
That one might be open already.
It is just what I'm just checking. I'm just trying to figure out how to open this thing.
All right, and then the apples that we kept from earlier, we're just going to sprinkle those on top as well.
I think it is.
Hold on, I'll look in a second. It's not that, it's the inside. I've already used that one. Yeah, see.
That's not one. Ooh, what is that? Pineapples?
The apples.
Those are pineapples.
All right, and there is our cinnamon caramel apple rolls.
You need this one up there?
Yes. And then now, I should have put those are one last ones. That's okay. Do a little bit of chocolate.
Tyler's gonna love them ones. Yeah, names. I got names. Can I do this one?
Will you give me the Hershey? Oh, I didn't have the thing.
No.
The Hershey's cookies and cream bars. Do you know where they're at? Now we're gonna go in with the white chocolate.
Wow, you clean now.
To really finish these off, we're gonna add chocolate bar. Is your hands clean? Chocolate bar to the top of these. Probably gonna break them in half. Yeah.
intestines on that black Spanish turkey?
Alright, this is the last one. You break it in half.
Or eat it?
Put one there. Alright. You can eat one. No, one. Alright, now these Oreo ones are done. Those are literally, what do you think?
No.
Which one do you think is going to be your favorite?
Because I don't like too much chocolate.
Well, that don't have a ton of chocolate.
But I do like this one. That looks good. I'm probably going to like both.
Yeah. They look good.
I'll let you focus on my face.
Alright, I don't know which one's going to be my favorite just yet. But both of these look absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to try these. Oh my gosh. I love making cinnamon rolls. I think it's my new favorite thing. So stay tuned. We may have some more in the future come up. Never know. But I'm going to get to my stretch and folds on my sourdough. And that is going to do it for this episode on the farm. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you make your very own cinnamon rolls. Catch us next Sunday on the farm. And yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.